Hello, everyone. We are here with all of our laundry and all of our shirts to talk Below Deck Med Season 9, Episode 7. I am your captain, Sasha Joseph, joined by our co-captain, our Chief Entertainment Officer, Chappelle is here, baby.
Yes, I'm back. We're back. And we're gonna have a good time talking about this one because it wasn't too deep, nothing too crazy happened, but it gave me some things I can complain about. So I'm ready to dive in.
Yes, Peanut Galley is here. So if you're listening to us on the the Below Deck wrap ups, then you can listen and watch us on the Rob Has a Podcast YouTube page where we try to go live. I think we've been pretty good. Where we go live at 3:15 ish p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. So if you're watching this maybe after we record, those are our lifetimes. So we're great. And listen, the chat is here. They're popping. I need the chat to help me with Watch What Happens Live stuff today. Okay, it's gonna be a good one. So listen, do you have your bodysuit on, Chappelle?
You know, I put this one on for an occasion, but
Yeah.
it's getting the wrong attention. It's not getting the attention I thought I was gonna get.
There
So
is a
maybe next
marry
time.
you in the chat. So yeah.
Oh, well, thank you for that. Yeah, maybe this is the right one then. I don't know. I'll put this one to the side. Yeah, it's always good to have a good bodysuit on deck, if you will, especially if you're trying to get some attention. But maybe it's hard to aim at who you want the attention from all the time. So sometimes you get stuck with a chatterbox.
Yeah.
Look, I might be the chatterbox in question. I do talk a lot, and so I could kind of relate to a lot of the things that were going on in this episode.
Okay, 8 ball.
Yes, big deck energy on deck.
Yeah. Yes, listen, I'm very excited. All right. I'm very excited because I need to know all your thoughts because Gail, my queen, really said, I don't have no man and no man has me.
I told you this was a toxic woman. I said, listen, she's not loyal. This King, wherever you are,
And
love
what?
yourself. Love yourself. Free yourself, King. See, that's the problem. This lady could just text you, hey, I'm not feeling it. But instead, she got him begging like Drake. Oh, I'm sorry. I miss you so much. I feel my feelings.
No.
Am I the reason why I feel like this? It's my fault. I feel like you're making me feel. I was like, oh my God, get out of Marvin's room. It's okay. Let her go. She's not, she for the streets. Let her go.
Practicing. All right. That's all it is.
He's in hell.
The practice music video, Chef's Kiss.
Oh.
It has 1 million views, and I think it's 1 million is me. But anyway, let's start with the immediate drama at hand.
Mhm.
Okay. The anchor is stuck, Chappelle.
$65,000, Sasha. $65,000. We gonna get that anchor back.
500, 650. No, they said 65,000. And even worse, it is so unserious by Captain Sandy. She's like, remember in Jaws how they used to put a fictional movie, how they put the buoys where the shark is? Well, that's what we're gonna do because we're just leaving the effing anchor.
We gotta leave it. Trishelle and them gotta catch a flight. They have a dinner party. So what's $65,000 to a dinner party? I mean, I guess they get a pretty good tip. So the tip is gonna help if they have to replace it. But $65,000, I'm like, bro, I'm sure you can start purchasing another boat at that point. Put a down payment on something else. We don't have to
get another tender. No, for 65,000.
Yeah, and we're doing all this just for an anchor. I was very impressed with Captain Sandy because like whatever her management style, people have issues with, but as a captain, man, she sprung into action. She was like, okay, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. We gotta wrap it with some reflective tape so we can find it. We're gonna come back, we're gonna sit. Like she was really handling the business to get this thing back. Yeah, and then by the end of the episode, she's even in a tight spot, and like again, the captain instincts are just kicking in. She's like, okay, I got to get this boat as close to that other boat without hitting it. But then also only have like an inch on this side and like a couple inches on this. I was very impressed with Captain Sandy this episode.
Yeah, I will say the one thing I've always given Captain Sandy is like her docking skills are one of the best. Like I find her to be really good at how to like maneuver spaces. I think 'cause she's in the med. So she's just able to, I think, figure it all out, no problems. And she just deals with so much when it comes to weather, when it comes to X, Y, and Z. So this anchor boy, this is nuts. And I just appreciate that it's not Ian's fault. Because Ian wasn't freaking out enough for me. I don't know about this anchor.
Yeah, Ian's an interesting character now because I'm not quite sure if he's tapped into anything that's going on. It looks like he's never really able to take accountability for things that go wrong on the boat. Captain Sandy is always making changes to him. We'll talk about it, but you know, he picked a lead deckhand. Captain Sandy has now changed his lead deckhand because apparently he didn't even read the CV. How did you choose the deckhand based on experience if you never even read the experience? They gave you resumes, you looked at them, put them down, and said, "I'm just gonna go off vibes." How did this happen?
It had me just rolling because Nathan and Joe on Watch What Happens Live last week said, yeah, I do think it's a little crazy that they picked me so early. Joe specifically was like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense, blah, blah, blah. So I wonder if they knew this conversation was coming and that's why they were trying to save each other's butt a little bit. But it was wild because Captain Sandy literally said, Joe is a good talker. And you got taken.
Mm-hmm. You got finessed. Look, I done finessed a bunch of people. All right. I know, look, I can talk with the best of them. However, that don't mean I should be in any role that you want me in. It just means I should be talking about something at some point, you know? And I think that once they had that conversation, he spoke to him a couple times. He's like, hey, this guy's got a good head on his shoulder. He seems to know what he's talking about. Let's just put him in the role when they gave you the documents that you were supposed to be using to make this decision. And I think we flagged it during the first episode. You and I were like, you know, on the last couple of seasons of Below Deck, they take a couple days and kind of try people out in different roles and see what people do well. Ian made this decision seemingly on the first interaction with Nathan and Joe and just went with it.
Yeah, it was vibes only. Embarrassing. If my boss ever, oh my God, throw me overboard. Because my boss definitely has been like, everyone else is very impressed, like blah, 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 by like something I presented maybe to the board. And my boss has been like, you came up with that in 5 minutes, right?
Like I can tell something's up.
And I was like, girl, stop. They like me. Leave me
Get off my neck. Right.
Yeah.
The finesse is working. Let me do what I do. Let me cook.
Exactly. I was like, please let me do it. And she's like, nope, I enjoyed it. That's why I'm relaying the info. And I was like, okay, fine. But either way, thankfully, it's not Ian's fault this one time for the anchor. But what is his fault is, in addition to, of course, a lead deckhand, is that the tender. They can't just take the tender and leave the guest because it's dead.
Yeah, it's dead. That's it. It's a wrap. You know, not a great episode for Ian. This might have been Ian's worst episode so far. We've seen him get in trouble a couple of times, but I'm not sure he did anything correct in this episode. Everything seemed to be a problem. He was the main character of this one for sure.
Yeah. Very much agree. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Because this is not going to be his only fumble, but we'll get to it.
Yeah, the later fumble is nasty business, man. It was hard to watch.
Him just like on the cab, just a floating head.
The Lance Stevenson like blow, you know. Yeah, I can't wait till we talk about it. Honestly, the rise and fall of Ian has been swift. I don't know. I know he's somewhere watching this back, and he's kind of cringing. I definitely wouldn't watch this
everything on Watch What Happens Live. Well, the little I had a Peacock issue, so I did only watch clips. So chat, please tell me. But it's just he's a mess. And I just, the way he talks about Ellie is very fascinating in the little clips I saw. But Lindsay is saying in the chat that didn't he say in Watch What Happens Live, they later found out that he wasn't the one that let Tender die. Perfect. I did not, watch all of it. I had Peacock issues. So thank you. Either way, currently with what we know, it is his fault.
Yeah. Yeah, based on what we see in the edit, they making him take the fall for this one, which isn't great because again, we know if you don't watch What Happens Live, then you're not gonna know that behind the scenes, this man seemingly did nothing wrong, but the show is letting us know that they're not a big fan of Ian. Whatever narrative they're trying to spin on him, Captain Sandy's not loving him. His deckhands are like they're like a duo, and they just kind of talk about him. You know, like it's like he's there, like almost like a figurehead. And then Gail seemingly has almost no relationship with him at all. And then you have the stews inside who we never see interact with him until this episode where he starts interacting with Ellie, and that doesn't go great either. It's just he's taking hit after hit after hit, and I just don't see this ending well for him. I don't think he's gonna get fired. Like I don't think he's done anything crazy enough to get fired, but he's definitely gonna end the season where people are just kind of like, and then we had Ian. You know, they're never gonna have anything positive to say at him at this rate.
Yeah, and listen, Anna says it best. Where was the rise?
Yeah, it was just the fall of Ian. He was already kind of down here, and then just kind of start take a tumble.
Yeah, and even the chat is saying, right, like Kelly is talking about how he didn't take accountability for much of anything. I did see the like defend your whatever segment and like embarrassing. Thundercats also says his explanations weren't great. Yeah, I watched that part and I didn't even take notes, the little clip of him defending, because I was like, okay, like you're just saying a lot of yapping from Ian there. But anyway, the anchor has been left behind. Do you wish, because let's wrap up the anchor piece, do you wish that we saw the whole retrieval? Because I thought that would have been cool.
It sounded cool. She said you have to go down to the bottom of the ocean basically, and then you tie some airbags to it.
Yeah.
And then the airbags are gonna make the anchor, this heavy ass anchor that can stop a boat. It's gonna make the anchor rise up, which I was thinking, okay, I want to see these airbags, you know. And so we hear about it, but we don't see it. We see that they do get the anchor because in my mind, I was thinking, well, how are they going to stop the boat? You know, like you can stop the boat, obviously, but when you dock to let Trishelle and the crew off, there has to be something to keep the boat from just kind of drifting, right? Isn't that what the anchor is for? So I knew they were going to get it back. I just didn't know when and how. And so I would have loved to see it.
Yeah, me too. I feel like that those are one of the cool parts of Below Deck. I think that really is the charter piece of it all, right? Where sure some cutaways at the end is nice, but why do we like Below Deck? We're fascinated by yachts. We like want to know about the people that work. So we want to know the work of it all. We don't need to see like them setting up the slide 70 million times.
Yeah, give me this over the slide a million times, you know, especially because it feels like it's not a common occurrence. I doubt boats are losing anchors every year. Maybe I'm wrong, but $65,000 is nothing to sneeze at. And so, yeah, show me how you went and got this high dollar equipment out of the water. That's kind of cool to me.
Yeah, and then it turns out 3+ hours being behind schedule. We are finally on the way. And Trishelle is like, well, I do have to host people at my house tonight, but it's okay. My husband's a Delta pilot.
Well,
okay,
yeah, like these people have to remind us we're rich. We're still rich, guys. Still rich.
That's what I was like. I think they're fine. Like I'm assuming, like Aisha says, right? They're not economy flights, so I think we'll be okay.
Right, and shout out to Trishelle. I remember her from way back in the day. I remember her from the Real World when she showed up and she was talking about pickup trucks and lift kits. And now listen, this lady's made a lot of money. She's kind of came up. Look, I'll give it to her. Look, I wish I could live like that, where I'm just like, yeah, I guess I'll just extend my vacation one more day. I got a pilot there. You know, I could just hop on the next plane. It's easy peasy. You go, Trishelle.
Listen, it's hard to see other people living your dream.
Look, and I didn't even realize it, but Trishelle been living my dream since I met her. You know, she's been on reality TV. She's rich. She won the traders. You know, look, go Trishelle. Look, I have no notes. This woman is cooking.
Yeah, it's just I'm happy. I'm happy for her. Live your life, okay? And anyway, we're finally at port, which was also 2 hours away. That doesn't help the situation, but it's fine. There's alcohol. There's everything. We dock. Not great. Okay, Nate, the great makes it work, but not Joe. Okay, eyebrows, you're losing. You lost. So that like we'll leave it there because everything's nice. The ending is nice. And we get a $25,000 boob tip.
Yeah. It felt like they almost forgot, like, oh yeah, here, Aisha, this is just $25,000 out of my bra. Here you go. Which again, $25,000 is $25,000. I don't care if you make me jump down to the bottom of the ocean and get it like that anchor. I'm gonna go get that 25K. So they earned it, even at the tip meeting, they didn't have a lot of complaints. Normally we hear some words for Jono. He didn't have anything about him. So I'm imagining that, 25K is decent. I don't think they could have got a smaller tip. And it was 3 hours delayed, So I think it was Nathan who was like, I wouldn't have tipped us, but okay,
Oh my gosh. It was nice. I think that now, because of how prominent Below Deck is, no one wants to go out on a bad tip.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't want people to see you as a bad tipper, especially if it's not something like drastic or awful. If it's something that you can, like, all right, whatever. Like, we're still rich. Let's throw some money. You always want to tip your servers or whatever, and so that makes sense to me. So I they're going to tip, but 25K. That's a decent tip. That's really good.
I mean, listen, shout out to them. And of course, we have a interior conversation now. All right. We're finally docked. So the girlies gotta talk. And when I tell you this meeting that was called was useless, you can't tell me otherwise.
Yeah. This meeting, Aisha, I've been waiting on her to have this meeting, right? We've all been waiting on her to have the talk with the crew. And I thought it was gonna go better. I just feel like she was talking to almost a brick wall. And I feel like sometimes we come in here and it feels like we're almost picking on Ellie because we have so many like notes for her. But I can't change that this week. I think I still have to talk about Ellie again because Aisha is she's hearing both sides. She says, y'all both sound very presentable. Like y'all both sound like y'all know what y'all are talking about when it comes to what y'all's accounts of the story. Fine. But let's just, for the sake of working together, let's keep everything respectful. Let's watch how we talk to people. And Ellie's like, oh yeah, but watch how you take things too. And Aisha's like, yeah, but I said, watch how we talk to people. And Aisha, you could tell she's like, listen to me, Ellie, listen to me. But Ellie's just like, well, if she didn't take everything so personally and if she wasn't so sensitive, everything, Ellie, let it go. Please let it go. Just say okay, because you're not acting good either. You and Bree both look really bad. But I think you're starting to come off a lot worse because you can see Bree is just taking it in, but Ellie's just gotta insert her 2 cents every time. And if I'm Aisha, I would have lost it.
Yeah, I think that this could be a wrong assessment, so feel free to, I'm happy to change it. But sometimes it feels like Aisha has this aversion. She just wants to put everyone in like a get along shirt, right? To be like, just get it together and move on. I don't really want to deal with it without maybe getting to the root of the issue. And then she goes to Joe at night, right? At the going out time, and is like, please, could you just stay away from my girls? Because they can't do it. So I'm now coming to you. That's bizarro.
Ooh, yeah. And also still embarrassing. Embarrassing, right? Because it's not embarrassing for Aisha. I see she's trying her best. This is embarrassing for these women. Your boss has to go and tell somebody who she is not over, like somebody she does not supervise, to basically turn down his riz because y'all can't handle it. Y'all that thirsty that y'all don't know how to act around this man who is also thirsty, but does not work for her. So she has to now, like, his boss not coming to him. Ian ain't going to Joe and saying, all right, Joe, you're making things hard for Aisha over there. Like, y'all grown. Y'all supposed to be able to say, all right, either we're going to separate these things or we're going to have a boundary to where we don't cross these lines. But Aisha knows, she could tell when talking to Ellie and Bree that stuff was going in one ear and out the other when it comes to Ellie. Maybe not for Bree, but definitely for Ellie. And then with Bree, her and Joe, they still got some like they still got some energy between
It's
them.
like
And so,
animalistic. Like
yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. I'm like, oh my God, I don't need to be watching this.
Yeah, they're ready to rip each other's clothes off, and
Yes.
they're like, for the sake of professionalism, really trying to hold it together. But Aisha and everybody, I mean, Jono even sees it. They're all like, all right, somebody needs to say something, because if we don't say nothing, then Bree and Joe are going to cross this line again. Ellie's not going to be able to handle it. We don't need Joe going in and playing both these women off of each other and being the playboy that he wants to be right now. We got to shut it down. So it's like, Joe, put a lid on it. Also, Joe, have some self-respect. At this point, you're on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're acting like a slut. Get it together,
He
Joe.
is. I don't care who wants it. We'll get it. Who wants it? Just drop the line.
Like, Joe, have some decency. Damn, we can see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, live your life, but also you on TV. We all see you.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. So they're okay. Anyway, so they're trying to squash it. We all know they don't. And it's just there's little cutaways all through the rest of the episode showing us that they can't share a space. They're still fighting. They're still mad about the hierarchy. There's this and that. Please keep going.
Right. And the worst part about Ellie and Bree's relationship is that they really do work better together when they are on the same page. They work so good together because Ellie knows laundry at the very least, and Bree does not. So Bree is still in this entry-level position where she's still trying to learn the laundry part of it. We still have to question, why did you even sign up for this? But she did. And so we see that Ellie comes in, is really helping her get navigated. But if y'all are having personal beef, and this is not even a statement about Ellie. This is about I'm speaking from my own personal beliefs. If I don't like you, I'm not gonna be helping you too much. You know, like I know me. I know me. We got to stay on the same page. We got to keep some type of working relationship. I know it's my job to help you, but my heart not gonna be in it. Y'all need to come to an agreement so that she can help you with her full extent of her energy. Because there are moments where things go wrong, and because Bree and Ellie are beefing, I think it's starting to seep into Bree's mind that maybe this is Ellie messing this stuff up and not, and not me. And that's not good, because even if it is Ellie, Bree, what you gonna do about it?
That's the thing. And I felt that Bree was the laundry situation, which we'll get, or I guess we can just talk about it now, because let's keep the like hanging out at the end. So the laundry part, right? It feels like Ellie was like a cloud over Bree. And I don't know about you, but if someone's watching me, even I can't even type correctly when someone's watching me, because I get very stressed out and I'm like, get off my back.
Yeah.
I can't.
Like, I can't have you breathing on me, but I'm like that with anything. Like, don't look at me, especially if it's something that I know I'm not good at. I was like, just critique it after. You know, I'm one of those people that if I give you something, I'm like, can you proofread this? I'll leave the room. Like, I don't want you to see me. Like, and also, like, if you give me a gift, don't watch me open it. You know, or if I give you a gift, I don't want to see you open it. I just don't need the pressure on me. I don't know why. So I totally understand.
Yeah, and I like that Minnows in the chat says, right, it's like the teacher watching you take a test. Yeah, because according to Ellie, she's the supervisor.
Right, and you know, if you screw up, Ellie, no disrespect to Ellie, but you kind of a snitch. You kind of a hater right now, you know, and so I don't need no haters watching me, because that's going to make me mess up. And then I know that you probably going to run this information right on back to Aisha and be like, see, she don't know what she's doing. This is the problem. I was like, go away. Shoo, get, scram.
Not happening, babes. It's getting worse. Okay. And I'm not saying she's good, because someone in the chat also said that that maybe that's why Bree and Joe are supposed to be together, because they're both bad at their jobs.
Look, Joe is okay at his job. He's just really bad at that one part. The docking part is not where he needs to be. What she calls the bow
guy. Yeah,
the bow guy. He's not the bow guy. But he definitely needs to work on some things, and so does Bree. Maybe they'd be better if they weren't so animalistically attracted to each other. Because when he asked her, like, so you want to suck my finger? I was like, wait a minute, that's an HR violation. But also for them, I'm kind of like, well, do it. You know, maybe I'll need to focus more on work.
Should do it so that they let the pressure off a little bit. You know what I
mean?
Right.
I think so too. I think it's really some pent up energy that because it's so pent up, they can't focus. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you need to get this out your system so you can go back to living a normal life, because we see it with them, but we also kind of see it with Gail and Nathan too, where the energy is just boiling over and it's like they can't keep their hands off of each other.
Yeah. Corn say you and me maybe ain't nothing but mammals, period.
Listen, a song.
But this is not Discovery Channel. No, I'm just kidding. Wait, also then the laundry, this part, I'm telling you, it's like a whole segment and a half, right? I think, or more, was dedicated for like 10 minutes, dedicated to Laundry Gate, because Bree is missing the laundry and it's Captain Sandy's. What is happening, everyone? The Captain Sandy even says, listen, I'm not gonna fire her because third stew is equals entry level, but boy, oh boy, it is incident maybe number 4, number 5.
Yeah.
And Bree just has no system, all vibes.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, Captain Sandy's like, so, okay, I was nice, but now where's my shit?
Oh, she was mad. Yeah. I don't think I've seen Captain Sandy that mad in a while.
You have it.
Yeah. Because like she walked in like, all right, hold on, cut the cameras, dead ass. Listen, somebody keep messing with my stuff. Where is my stuff? I'm done playing with y'all. I was like, okay, whoa, this is a lot for a captain's shirt. Tell me you got a backup captain shirt somewhere. I mean, dang, throw her something because she's like, this is like peak frustration. But I guess it's just like every time she goes to change, she looks around, she don't have her stuff, so she goes back downstairs. Then she comes back, looks around, still misses stuff, goes back. She probably just tired of walking across the boat. I don't know. Captain Sandy, she's fed up. This was one of those moments where I could see her frustration, but I just wasn't expecting it to get there so fast. She was having a bad day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's that no system. I think she's not double checking her work because she's moving too fast and she's making too many mistakes. I need her to get it together because everyone else seemed to know that Captain Sandy, your stuff is in this and this, like washer and dryer. Why is Bree, the laundry person, not putting that together? So I don't know. And then Big T even asks, what if Ellie is somehow secretly sabotaging Bree?
It could be happening. And that's the thing. Bree doesn't have a system, so she'll never know. And so she does say, from now on, I'm logging all the laundry that comes in and out. I'm thinking, yes, Bree, that's your damn job. You supposed to have been doing that. What are you talking about? Now I'm logging the laundry. Now? You've been getting yelled at for 4 weeks. Now is when you decide to start logging stuff. Okay, Bree.
And it's like, so congratulations. You're doing the bare minimum.
Keeping track of the clothes that come in and out of here. I'm sure that is so difficult for you to do, to conceptualize the idea that you're supposed to actually keep track of what people give you and give back to you. It's like Bree, listen to me. It's like a receipt. Someone gives you something, you tell them, here's the thing I'm taking from you. Also, I'm going to write it down. When you get it, I'm going to sign it out. There you go. I've now given that thing to you. That way, someone can't come to you and say, I had a $3,000 pair of shoes or a dress or something like that in here. I don't know where it's at. You stole it. You lost it. Da, 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 da. Like, no, you can say, nope, you signed this out. I signed it out. I time stamped it. I went by your room. I checked in these 5 items and I put them on these hangers. You got to create a system for yourself. It's like someone told her laundry and in her mind, she heard, oh, that's fine. I wash clothes all the time. And then realized that she's washing clothes for an entire boat of people. I don't think most people on a regular basis. Yeah. I was like, she just threw them in a pile and just wash them. And then it's like, oh, well, I guess y'all can figure out where they go. She really needs to spend some more time focusing on how intricate this could be. You want to make sure everybody gets their stuff, but you also don't want to be on the hook if you lose something. Those people are rich, thus their clothes probably cost a lot of money.
Yeah, where the MILF men or boys, right? Like doing all the laundry, those charter guests. That's who needs to come in and help her at this point. She needs laundry elves because it's not working, babes. So of course that is kind of like the end. We do have fires the next few days, which again, if you're in California, maybe this is giving you some kind of PTSD, because for me, I was like, yep, I know what that means. I know what the smoke means because when the wind changes and the wildfires start, it's terrible. So I just hope
And
that people in the bed in Greece are okay.
yeah, the wind was going crazy too. We see because Captain Sandy's already got this difficult job of getting the
Yeah.
boats out of this dock, but even then, like you can see the wind is just whipping. It's like blowing the stuff off the
It's
tables as they're
horrible.
setting it up. So those wildfires are just getting pushed and pushed and pushed, and they act like it's coming toward the dock. Sandy says we got to get off
Mhm.
the dock before in a certain amount of time, or we're gonna be stuck here because the fires are getting too close. So we have to get out before X amount of time, so that we can at least be off in the water where we can get the charter going. Because otherwise, then people are going to have to cancel their whole charter.
And the smoke from that stuff is terrible. Like, I had
Mhm.
N95s before COVID because of the fires, and, like, I lived in San Francisco, and, it used to be in the North Bay, the fire, so there's water surrounding San Francisco. Even then, the smell and I was in, like, South San Francisco, even then, it's just terrible, terrible, and it's so sad and devastating, so it feels really gross to watch a show, where, like, rich people are about to go on this multi-million-dollar yacht while people's houses burn.
Right, right. Like our houses are burning, people are dying, Kim, and we're sitting here like, oh, but I hope they're able to get off on the yacht on time so they can enjoy their mimosas, And I hope the visibility doesn't ruin their sliding. I hope they get to take their excursion. It's like this is it's like two worlds, probably
Yes.
more than two, but definitely a world where the biggest struggle you have that day is, am I going to be able to get on my luxury yacht today? I really hope these wildfires don't inconvenience me.
Mhm. Yeah, it's dystopian, to say the least, but such is unfortunately our world. And now,
Mhm.
let's get to it, alright? Chappelle, are we wearing, the bodysuit or something else?
Look, I, Ellie in her bodysuits. That's like Ellie's bodysuits is the 17th house guest. Like it's like this is the second or third time these have come up. She feels very strongly about her bodysuits. But she asked Bree. I thought her and Bree were getting back, kind of on the same
Mhm.
page. Kind of like bodysuit, yes, no. Bree and Ellie probably should just kind of keep distant when it comes to these
Yes.
kind of things. Because I'm pretty sure Ellie at one point says, "Oh, well, if Bree's trying to have a battle, then let's go." I said, no, you're doing this all wrong. This is why we come on here and we yell about Ellie, because you're aiming your frustration at the wrong person. You're trying to beat Bree in a battle for this guy's attention. He's the problem. He's the villain, not her.
Ignore him, dummies. Oh, it's so easy. And it's outrageous. And my favorite is when Ellie's like looking over to Joe while they're waiting for the tip. So should I wear the bodysuit?
Yeah,
That's a good move. That is a smart move. That is what you should do. You should ask the boy about
yeah,
like, do I just wear a bra or do I not
right.
wear one? You don't need to tell them what you actually picked is the hack. 'Cause they're gonna be thinking about that all night.
Yeah, but instead she's like, "Do you care about my bodysuit?" And he's kind of like, "No." The end. That was the interaction. She floated it
Dumb.
out there like, "You think I should wear a bodysuit?" He's kind of like, "Okay, sure." That's not the energy you want back if that's what you're doing. You're supposed to be dangling this carrot, and it very much felt like it was a carrot. Like it was kind of like, that's kind of appealing, but not really nothing I need to change my attention to, because just to call it what it is, he might like Ellie to an extent, but
Yeah.
he really likes Bree. Like he's
He
trying
wants
to.
to breathe.
Yeah, they about to, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, "How do I say this kindly?" Because it is not kind at all.
No.
Anyway, so we get to the night out, and this is shambles, or as Puya says, shambolic, because Nathan and Gail are here licking salt off of each other, which again, gateway to making out. Everyone knows that.
Meanwhile, her poor boyfriend at home like a simp. I'm doing everything with
Text me updates. Babe,
baby.
updates for what?
I mean, he's just like, "Can you text back, please, for the love of God?" And she says, "I'm so tired of texting. Dear God, I don't want to live like this no more. I want out." I was like, that is a relatable feeling. Trust me on this one. When my phone vibrates, I'll be like, "Damn, Leave me alone. Every time my phone vibrates. I'm
That's
sorry.
terrible.
I just get tired of hearing my phone. I'm just like, bro, what, you
Sorry
on the
you're
phone
so
all the
popular.
time?
Jeez, we just want to talk
Oh
to you.
God, yeah, you're part of the problem. you're,
Shut up.
you're part of the problem. Look, it's just
Oh my
overwhelming for
God.
me. So I did sympathize with Gail a little bit, but at the same time, Gail, you signed up for this. You're in a long distance relationship. God forbid your relationship wants to talk to you during the day. I mean, at night, when she texted back, oh, I'm really busy right now. I was like, no, you're not. You're literally in the bed.
That's what you do. You don't want to
She
hurt
said,
their feelings.
Sasha, it's on camera. He gonna watch this back.
That's a problem for later me, not current me. Current me is making it happen. All right. And this man is like her supervisor. Can you text me updates? Shut up. Get out of here.
Yeah.
God, he's the third wheel in her and Nathan's relationship.
And he don't even know it. But all she gotta say is, hey babe, this ain't working for me. But instead she kind of just like, stop bothering me. I'm trying to live my life. Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
Ooh, so good. Okay, and Matt in the chat says, listen, Gail's man getting beat up more than the Owls when Chappelle plays the Not Like Us game.
Hey, I got up to 76 hits on that game the other day. 76. I was in the zone.
Oh my God. So funny. And listen, or more beat up than when he dropped first in the pressure cooker. I think that's a win.
Number one. Okay. Yeah, I was say the alternative was winning the pressure cooker. And that seemed like a struggle. There was a lot going on in there. Corn cobs.
Yeah, no.
Thanks for the feedback.
Please get out of here. No, it's so funny. And yeah, so of course, Cheater Central. I was just like waiting. I was like, when is it gonna happen? But their foreplay was outrageous. I was like, now just kiss.
Just kiss.
And just maybe kiss. I'm the problem. Because if I'm licking salt off of anyone, it's over. That's cheating.
It is. That's a body. That's at least 3. You licking salt off somebody. Like, wow. You're really out here sleeping with people. That's crazy. Out here having sex with people. It's like, I just lick salt off of you. Just gonna keep rubbing it in that you had so much sex. It's the same.
The thing is, I would rather you have sex. Is that crazy?
At least then I know it was like some animalistic attraction.
Yeah, that's
like y'all up here big booed up. Yeah, y'all up here big making goo eyes at each other and licking salt off people. People can see y'all. I'm disgusted.
I'm like, do dirt in private. But the fact that you're doing your dirt out in public, that equals you don't care. You don't give a damn.
Not to mention you're on national television, but whatevs. Well. Because later on they do try to do their dirt in private. Find this nice secluded stairwell with a big ass camera
at the bottom. Oh my gosh. I just can't help but giggle because I think they're so into each other.
Yeah.
That they just like, I think sometimes they get like that bubble around that they just can't think. And maybe alcohol.
That too. I think Bree and Joe get the bubble. I don't think Nathan's getting the bubble. I think Nathan
don't give a damn.
Nathan likes a challenge. And he just, the more they ask him, so doesn't bother you this year? He's like, I don't care. This ain't got nothing to do with me, baby. I'm just here to ruin her life. I'm just here to make things hard for her. I got cast to be a sexy decoy. He's a new bombshell has entered the villa, and it's Nathan every time.
I think it's Gail. Let's be very clear. Okay.
When 2 bombshells link up, then what?
Oh my God. No, it's the only one losing is Gail's man. And I'm okay with that.
He's down bad. We don't even know this man. This sweet individual, this man
sits not where he should say, I'll watch what happens live. I'm good.
Ooh, what'd she say?
She said, I think it's okay from what we learned about him.
Ooh, do you think we're going to learn about it on the show? Or is it something that maybe they learned about,
I hope we learn about it on the show. Either way, my girl is up and it doesn't matter. And Nathan is very much the hoe.
Yes, but he don't care. And he don't care.
Yes,
listen, as long as he don't care. Yeah, exactly. You don't listen. If you don't care, that's fine. That's why I'm like, okay, Nathan, cool. Joe, it's starting to let these women affect you too much, you know, like now you got their bosses coming over to you and stuff. Like that's what I said, Joe, you kind of have to watch this. Nathan's in the right spot. And then there's Ellie, and then there's Ian.
There's a lot of people, Chappelle, telling you that you're such a good podcaster and you're so smart and so charismatic, and I'm one of them.
And she like, yeah, right.
What do you mean? And I'm one of them. Are you stupid?
It was just you. It's you. You're the so many people. It's all you. What is wrong with him? The man has no game at all. And I don't like that. It felt like he was kind of like, yeah, you know, I'm playing the long game, but I can tell Ellie's coming around. Where is the evidence? Show me one time she's like smiled in his direction or anything.
Ellie said this is a form of torture, having to talk to him.
Like being waterboarded. Like literally like being tortured in Guantanamo, you know? Just
I mean, I've been there to where you're like, I think waterboarding might be okay than this situation that I'm currently in.
Yeah, but she can't even fake it. You know, when the producers ask her, like, so is there any world where you in? And she's like, no, he doesn't stand a chance. No shot. Absolutely not. Cut the cameras.
Like, I'm
Kill it.
Go for a 10 like Joe, and y'all giving me this.
I got nothing. I really hate when people swing and miss on TV. You know, like that that's like a different type of embarrassing to me. Yeah, to me that one always cuts me deep. I'm like, you could have not did anything. You could have just like waited these several weeks and just said, all right, when the cameras are done, then I'll make my move. But to be bold enough to do this on television, it's tough. That's tough.
Terrible. It's so embarrassing. He's giving her no personal space. He's just saying utter nonsense. And he thinks that it's working. Mind you, she's dancing. When a girl is looking above you or through you while you're dancing, that is your cue to get the hell out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's 100% true. There are definitely signs. I remember way back in the day when I used to be in the club. You used to see these tragic moments where you see a woman dancing with a man, and then she'll kind of make eye contact with him and see kind of because you know it's dark in the club. She kind of look at him like, who is this? And then like it'll come to realization like, oh, I'm not attracted to this yet at all. And then all of a sudden, like the energy shifts, and then all of it, like she kind of like fades into the crowd. That's how this felt. This entire episode felt like that for Ian. It was like, not the lights came on too early, and she saw what she was looking at, which is tough because you know, I don't know. I really wish this was
Ian
happening.
got a new haircut, which Thundercats also talks about in the chat. But Ian got a new haircut, and he does look more normal.
Okay.
Like, yes, the mullet's gone. It feels like it's filled out. I don't know. Whatever he was doing, he fixed it. Is my point. It feels like he washed his hair. I don't know how to explain it. But he looks better.
It's a bad haircut, and I think
it's better than the mullet.
I mean, it's really bad. I'm sorry. It's a really bad haircut. Maybe that's what it was. Oh, the new one? No, I'm talking about the old one.
Okay, sorry. I was like,
the original haircut.
Yes,
I've been trying to figure out
why
is she so repulsed by him? Like, you know, like he seems like a nice enough guy. I guess he talks a lot, but that haircut is really doing him no favors at all.
It's really bad. And I just think also you have to have some game. Like the point is she's already interested in someone else. So you can't just swoop in and try to be Prince in shining armor. Like it's awkward.
Well, he was very direct. He said, what if I directly ask you to give me a direct answer on, you know, what are my chances with you? Like directly. But she said, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea that you do that. I said, God damn.
It's like, cut the cameras for him. Man down, man overboard.
Yes. Sasha, look at this hair.
No, look at
Sasha,
do that. Look at the first picture.
That's the one. That's the problem. The first picture is the issue. The issue right here
Yeah,
is
but
you.
he looks better on Watch What Happens Live, I promise.
Well, good for him. But
It just feels like it's filled out. Maybe he did a little turkey visit.
Yeah, touch it to a little touch up or something.
Maybe. But yeah, terrible. And then in the cab, when he's just a floating forehead, and Ellie legitimately gets scared.
Floating forehead is crazy.
I feel like I can say it. I have a lot of forehead.
It wasn't even the like floating forehead that was so scary. It was it when he blew her hair. I was like, maybe that was like gonna be like smooth and kind of get her attention. But it didn't land. She said, huh? Woo, didn't see you there. Like
I think I don't understand how men have this like shamelessness. Like, the patriarchy really works in y'all's favor. Because if even a fraction of this happened to me, I'm never showing my face again.
Right. And I think that's why the patriarchy hurts everybody, literally everybody, because when you are given that false sense of security that I'm a man, thus I can do these things, you end up looking like this, right? And you can bounce back from it because you're a man, but you also have to suffer through these moments, right?
Oh, okay, yes. And he's not even as hot as Dylan, right? At least Dylan from last season was like attractive. He was a fool, but at least he's hot. Ian is good looking, I'm sure, to someone. It's just in this moment, it's just creep vibes. And as a frequent club goer, back in my young days,
back in the day
when the heels were still a thing in my life. Yeah, this is terrible. Stop doing this, guys. Stop. Read the room.
You gotta be able to read the room. This should be like a 3-dimensional game of chess when you go in. It's not as simple. Everybody can't just show up and be quiet. Dylan can just walk in the room and be quiet.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, his best game is just to sit there and be quiet. That's for him. Joe and Nathan, they got the riz. They can just kind of they got the vibe. They got the look that the girls are going for right now. They're fine. But if you have identified yourself as somebody who does not have those qualities and that you have to like lean on personality, it needs to be a combination. It needs to be a combination of all the things, right? It's personality, it's a look. Then you also have to know your audience. You can't just be like, all right, I got this foolproof plan that's going to work on any woman I approach. Mm-hmm. You got to look at Ellie and say, hey, Ellie, you still feeling the Joe thing, huh? And she said, yep. And he said, cool, bet. Leave it alone. Right? I ain't got no business here. She's not even really feeling you that much. She didn't lead you on. She didn't flirt. Just leave it alone. But he just, like you said, the reading of the room, it's like he's hearing what he wants to hear. And that's bad. That's when it's bad. That's the point of no return.
With freaking, what is it? With everyone, I feel, on boat. And that's why he's getting in trouble.
Yeah. Because he thinks
he's not doing it correct.
Yeah, he's hearing what he wants to hear. Captain Sandy says, hey, take accountability. And he reads that as, yeah, I'm sorry that y'all messed up and y'all are making me look bad. Ellie's like very clearly not giving the vibe of, that he needs to be interested. She even said it. Hey, he said, how do I directly ask you if you're interested in me? And she said, you shouldn't do that. She literally told him, like, hey, chill out. Let's not go down that route. And what he heard was, well, I didn't hear a no.
Correct.
So it's like, bruh, come on, man.
And I just need men to understand that if it's not an enthusiastic yes, it's still a no.
Right. Look. Oh, just, I can write a book.
Okay. Look, let me show you how he looks on how do I share my screen? Oh, here. There. Oh my god, I'm an old. But this is what he looks like on Watch What Happens Live.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice. Looks like he just left his job at the sawmill. Look, he looks fine. This man is perfectly fine out here. I just really
this is when I was like, this has game. You could blow maybe in someone's ear and it might work.
And it might work. It might not.
Yeah.
But it might work. That hair was doing him no favors.
Correct. I really think a haircut. The thing is, if I don't have makeup on, whatever. But if I don't have my hair done, I look ugly. Like that's just the truth in life.
Do you see
if
how
your
many?
hair's not done, you look crazy.
Do you see how often I come on here wearing a hat? It's not because my hair don't be hairing. I have to wear the hat. The moment I see that the hair is not gonna do what it needs to do for YouTube, hat is not happening. You just can't go out here with your hair kind of way. It's one of like it's like the curtains, you know. Like if I look through your window and your curtains raggedy, I'm probably not gonna go in the house, you know. So like the blinds all jacked up. Like what are y'all doing in there? I'm not coming in. Yeah, the first thing people see is the hair, you know, whether you like it or not. Even if you were bald, that's still a decent look. You just have to pick the look that works for you. And I think this was a swing and a miss.
Yeah, and that's again, he's back. Whoever helped him out, shout out to them. Because he does look much better because it's embarrassing. And then we have Joe, who, you know, has put like on his brave face, put on his chastity belt. You know what Joe reminds me of? Sir Kristen Cole. But like the more Riz version of it, obviously. But
don't do that. Kristen Cole had y'all in a blender before he did what he did. Before he said oranges. Before that man said the word oranges, y'all were going up for crispy.
Yeah, and then he became crispy. You're right.
He opened his mouth.
Should have sat there and taken off the belt. But anyway, so it's just he's giving very much like my chastity belt is on. I'm good. Bree, stay away from me. See, a guy tried to do this to me where they're like, girls just can't be friends or they can't handle blah, blah, blah. And I was like, try me. Just try me. The thing is, Bree's worse than me because I said try me and blocked.
Like you gonna curve me, I'm gonna curve you faster. I'm gonna curve you harder.
Right, and you know? I will remember him because he's the only man I think that has curved me like that. But listen, Cancer men, they'll get you. So the guest will wish me happy birthday. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, but the thing is that it's crazy because if some guy is like saying this to you, you should not be like Brie and be like, yeah, try me. You should just be like, got it, and just walk away. And have the time of your like the fake time of your life. That song that just came on is your favorite song that you've ever heard in your life. And just say watermelon with your mouth, and it looks like you know every word to the song.
Sasha, you giving out the game. Okay. You're right. The quickest way to get my attention, if I'm curving you, is to not care. If you don't care, you're like, all right, whatever, bye. So I'm like, wait, why you don't like me? Huh? Well, you're supposed to want me.
You know what you have to do? You have to do the like, you're my brother, bestie handshake.
See? Right in my chest. I don't.
You gotta like dap them up, or you know, something like which like will break every fiber of their body because they want you. And guess what? You gotta touch in, by the way.
Yeah. Men, we can combat this, but this is definitely one of the harder ones to combat. You know, like if you are curving, you cannot let them curve you back. You have to have curved, and they have to want you still. You know, if they're like, "Nah, we good," and just move on, especially if they move on to somebody you know or something like that, because then you're gonna be thinking, I don't know what is it that they got to do. Oh, so that's what you want. So that's who you got. Like it's gonna drive you crazy. So yeah, that's a tough one to beat. It's beatable, but it's tough. You know, Bree just definitely isn't playing the right game. When he comes in and they're drinking the orange juice, and she's like, yeah, he wanted the orange juice, but he didn't want me. I'm like, ma'am, that's because you didn't make the orange juice look appealing enough. You were supposed to make you look more appealing than the orange juice. You should have took a big old sip out that glass and looked him dead in the eye and said, oh, you want it?
Yeah.
Fold it.
And you know what you can do? You drop a little bit right here.
Yeah. Make him pour his own orange juice. You gave him the cup and she gave him the cup and wished him off. Like, lady, I thought you wanted the attention. What are we doing here? Which one is it? Do you want the attention or not?
Why can't they call us so that I can, like I said, be Draymond, agree to Kevin Durant?
Yeah, just in their ear, like, listen, and then you got to do this, and then you got to do this. It's one of those moments where Bree is trying. She's trying to do the professional right thing.
Yeah.
But that visceral internal struggle of, but I know you're not finna curve me. I know you're not gonna curb me. Not the way we was up in the hot tub the other day. You know you want this. Stop it. Like her pride is now getting in the way. And so although she should really take this as an out, she should really focus on herself. This man is telling her when people say it all the time, but when people show you who they are, believe them. This man is telling you this is not good. He's been warned by Aisha. He can tell it's making your life hard. Stop it. And what she's hearing is, I should try harder. I should try. I'm feeling like it's too easy for him to pull away. Maybe like he's forgetting what I am. Look at all of this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even wearing a bodysuit and you getting all of this. Sir, you ain't going nowhere. It's just like the idea that she couldn't have it made her want it more. And if that's nothing, that's the majority of our conversations on this podcast is stop acting like you want these people.
That's and want them in your dreams, in your bed. Have some fun. You know what I mean? But don't show it, you idiot.
Yeah. She's trying.
She's trying.
Yeah, she tried. But look, I get it though. I'm telling you, I see it.
So easy. You just sit by them and do not acknowledge them. You sit by them and then tell your friend, come sit by me. And you just put your little butt to them so they feel it. And then just act like that there's no person there.
I already told y'all, Joe is expert level.
Yeah.
Bree does not have it in. She is shooting above her competition. You know, like you're too high, lady. Not to say that, like, you know, she's very attractive. They're both very attractive together, I'm sure. But she likes him more than he likes her. Yeah. And that's her cardinal sin. That's the cardinal sin. It happens. Hey, it happens to the best of us. I can't. Sometimes you meet a juggernaut. There ain't nothing you can do. Bree she's just in hell. Like it's bad, but again, she's playing with one of the masters.
I'm telling you, you got to stay away from the pretty boys. It is just not worth the game.
I always wanted to be a pretty boy, Sasha. I was always like a ratchet, you know. Like I'm the kid your parents tell you to stay away from. Yeah, you know.
Same. I wish I was like even Ellie, right? Where like you walk down the street and boys are like, "Oh my, no, that's never been the case." But you know what? God can't give us everything. That's the thing.
That's true. That's true.
But then we would be worse than Alex or Martha's Vineyard or Joe or Luca. See, God couldn't do that to me. You are welcome, boys. I was at a wedding this weekend and all my college friends were reminding me like what I was used to like be like. And I said, okay, I'm out. I'm married.
Yeah. You're done. Yeah, that's the old Sasha. You don't know this Sasha. That was Sasha Fierce.
I don't know her.
Yeah.
That was fun size. Yeah. So it's just outrageous. But you know what? It's okay. God has given you lots more charisma. I'll tell you that, Chappelle.
Oh yeah, guy was like, Omega, and then I was able to lean into. I was able to lean in my rap into a little bit of my rappiness a little bit, but you know, I definitely was giving other.
That's why people stay longer. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference.
Yeah,
you leave pretty boys behind. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Come back, come home. I'm a little rough around the edges. That's all, but I'm fun.
Well, that's why they stay longer. Trust.
That's why I couldn't be pretty. I couldn't be pretty and fun.
That's
at that point I'd be Gail, and then y'all wouldn't be able to handle me. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? We all wish we could be Gail. Remember when Rob was on this podcast being like, "So let's talk about Gail."
Right, because I mean, look at her. Look at the material.
She's so tall, so beautiful, so kind. It's not fair.
Fun. Yeah, she's fun. Yeah, I wouldn't call her kind. Very rude and nasty to this boyfriend. Yeah, she's kind to the people that she actually likes and not kind to the boyfriend that she does not like.
Her complaining to Jono has to be my favorite part of the whole episode. Because she's like, I'm just so lucky to have a man and another man and be this pretty and be like, and Nathan goes, she's fire.
What did you think about Jono, the relationship therapist in this episode? Because he didn't get a lot of content, but I liked what I saw.
I think he's like chilling out right now, which he needs to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he needs to like fade in the background for a second because he's being nice. He also said on Watch What Happens Live that he did watching how hard Ellie was struggling, Charter one, he did wish he got up. But he said like one of the worst mistakes, like he's done. But I think he's coming into his like, where do I fit in stride?
Yeah, and he's in that role that you find yourself in now. It's like he's taking, and so he's getting his jollies through watching everybody else's mess. Because Jono has his eyes on everything. He sees Gail and Nathan. He sees Joe and Bree. He's just like, I mean, we can all see it happening. Why don't you just let it happen? I was like, oh yeah, Jono, yeah. He's in that role. Him and Aisha together.
You just have to make sure that you have the right friends that are gonna be the puppet for you, Chappelle.
As a puppet, I understand my role. I know what I'm here to do.
So why don't you do this? Next thing you know, it's happening.
I haven't really mastered the way of like telling people no. When somebody tells me to do something foolish, a lot of times I'll be like,
but it's not foolish. It's like chaos. There's a difference.
Yeah, that too.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's just like we said, the street should be lucky we're both not in them together. That's all we'll say.
I'm not in the streets right now. I'm chilling. But if I was,
yeah, you're not. Listen, because we're a little bit older. We're into sophisticated. We're in restaurants now.
Yeah, I'm retired. I'm chilling. I still peek out to see what the streets are doing when I come home. Man, Sasha, we got stories we could tell. Don't play.
Anyway. So with that, I just think like everything is cooled down, and I just think that there's gonna be one more fight coming up that's gonna restart all of this drama.
Yeah, me too. It's got to, because there's just no way Bree is ready to let this thing go yet. And honestly, I don't think Joe is either. I think Joe is like, it's easy to say in real time, but then after a day or so on the boat,
being alone and sleeping alone, yeah.
Especially once you see Nathan start hooking up with Gail, because we know that's coming. Joe gonna get a little antsy. He might make a move. I'm not counting Ellie out either at this point. He's got a lot of options.
No, a fuckboy getting bored is the worst thing that could happen to you.
Ooh, yeah. Now you're talking my language. Like, bored? Don't ever let me get bored. I'll do some wild stuff and come back and be like, what? What are you talking about? I don't know.
Been there. So do you ever get in a trance when you're bored, where you're just like, I didn't realize I did all that, and then you randomly, like, the situation is in front of you and you're like, wait, how did I get here?
Honestly, I really wish I could say that's true. Mine is more like, it's so calculated. I'll get bored and I'll be in my head, and it's like a That's So Raven vision, like, and I'll see all the chaotic stuff I'm about to do, and I'll be like, yeah, let's go do that.
I don't realize like what happens. Like, I black out until I'm in it, and then I say, well, how did I get here?
There was a moment we were playing a certain YouTube video on a YouTube game on a game on YouTube one time, you and I, along with a bunch of other people, and there was definitely a moment at the beginning where I was like, I could see the outcome, and I was like, yeah, this is about to be fun.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, just don't let anyone get bored. And like, toxic people getting bored is the worst thing that could happen to you. I promise y'all.
Idle hands, that's what they say.
Yeah, period. Oof. But with that, I think next week we do have some more like drop the lines and go. The plan is to, get off the dock, blah, blah, blah. Ooh. How is this gonna happen? We know it's gonna happen. Because Captain Sandy, she's really good.
She's really good. We should we gotta get Captain Sandy on here. We gotta get Captain Sandy on here. It's the last thing I do. Zach in the chat asked, who do you think is back on the firing list? Like, who's at the top of the firing list? And honestly, after Shirtgate, I think Bree makes a good argument for herself to be at the top of the firing list, especially with the drama going on with Ellie. It might just be easier to let her go. But Captain Sandy doesn't sound like she wants to fire Bree. I mean, Shirts is such a small error. It's happening over and over again, which is annoying. But like, it's fixable. It's not like she's costing the boat a bunch of money, or the charter guests are mad. I don't know.
No, I'm with you. I think that Bree is gonna be like Captain Sandy's punching bag. There's always one that's like a little bit of like a punching bag that's like, oh shucks, here we go again. Like, I'm gonna pick on you. Frasier actually was one for a little bit. So I just feel like that might be more of the case than this.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we might make it through a whole season without anybody getting fired.
Yeah, I think
Ian's on the way out?
Might. No, not on the way out, but I think he's backup on number one.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. Counterpoint. maybe Jono is still number one. He just had a good, because remember, the
Ooh.
replacement for Jono is still waiting in the wings. You know, she's on the they're on the bench, they're in the batting cage, like ready. Just all right, let me in, put me in the game, coach.
Jono
You know,
is so messy. Production just can't let him go. That's the thing.
Well, this next chart is going to be short.
Yeah,
so I doubt he screwed this one up.
Guess from our besties town, Charleston.
South Kakalaki, yeah, from Charleston. Yeah, I was shocked. I said, okay, maybe Ty knows these people.
Yeah, I was like, should we bring on Ty to come down? I'm just kidding. Poor Ty, can't subject him to this.
Or we can subject him to this. I'm just saying.
You tell me. Another toxic. No, I'm just kidding. But either way, it's gonna be fun. I really like this. Like Thundercats has once Gayla and Nathan to give in. Period.
Okay.
Aisha to put Ellie in her place. Yes. Bree to iron the giant football uniform letters on the back of Captain Sam.
You want Bree to get thrown overboard, you know? But I, based on the way she's been handling this ironing thing, it might happen. You know, like she might screw something up. I don't know. It just I don't want to see Bree go because she's messy too. Like I'm really good with all of them because they are maintaining a level of mess. If I had to let somebody go, I'd say Ian. But right now, I think we have like a good nucleus of all these people are getting on each other's nerves or flirting, and that's good with me.
Yeah, and Zach even says in the chat, like, there's no way we lose anyone. Everyone seems to be recovering. Yeah, let's see. Because even on Watch What Happens Live, no one was like completely, like terrible.
Yeah, my money's still on Jono because Captain said he made the call. You know, it'd be different if she didn't already call the other chef, but she ain't looking for a reason to call the new chef. That's what I'm saying. He'd have to be perfection for the rest of the charters. And this is only episode 7. We know this is going at least 15 episodes.
Right. Jono said he didn't know that she called the chef. He was like, that was crazy to watch. Don't know what that means, but
yeah, that's gotta be humbling as well. You know, you think you're doing a decent job, or you think people are not that mad at you about certain things. They're like, no, it's fine. It's fine. No, it's fine. And then it's not.
Yeah. So let's see. I mean, Jono looked amazing on Watch What Happens Live, like just so good. And they're both already on their on new charters, like Jono and Ian. And Jono was like, "Oh, like me and my team are like enjoying watching Below Deck right now. They're all making fun of me. It's cute, haha." So I feel like if he got fired, he wouldn't want them to watch.
Probably fair.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's just what I feel. And Ian's like, "Oh, it's cringe." Yeah, Ian, because you're a hot mess. So anyway, that is it. Anything else from this episode?
Nope, that was it. It was good. It was decent. There wasn't anything crazy. It felt like we're building to something, like more Bree drama, more Ellie drama, obviously more Ian stuff. The Jono stuff is kind of on ice right now. Cap Sandy's in rare form. And then we got some, natural disaster that's happening. That's gonna throw like a wrinkle into all of this stuff too. So I'm good. I thought this was like a good, solid episode of Below Deck.
I think so too. It was really fun. I think we got just everything in it, which is what we miss, right? Like we got the hookup drama, the outside drama, we had the charter drama, we have freaking new boat drama with the anchor. So I enjoyed it. Good episode. And thank you again, chat. Y'all killed it. Fun as always. If you haven't liked the video, make sure you leave a comment. Okay, help us out. And make sure you share the video. And with that, Chappelle, where can the people find you?
Right here on RHAP on the Nothing But Netflix podcast with Rob Sesternino. This we talked about Receivers, The Receiver, on Netflix, the number one show on Netflix right now that followed the NFL wide receivers. We had our guest Alexander Chester from the 32 Fans podcast come on to talk about that with us, and then Mari and I are over on the covering House of the Dragon on Recap Kickback, and people can go find all of that content here on YouTube, youtube.com/@recapkickback to keep up with all the stuff Mari and I have going in the House of Dragon realm, but also all the rest of the Recap Kickback content that I have coming your way. So make sure to follow me on all social media at Recap Kickback. What about you, Sasha?
Yes, and same. As for me, you can find me talking pop culture, anything trending, and you want to know why? Check me out on Mess Magnets. Rob has a website / mess feed. Taryn Armstrong and I are talking The Getaway, which is made by the creators of Jet Lag, which we covered last season, where we're talking YouTube shows, and they're very fun. It's like The Getaway is like The Mole, but everyone's a baddie. So we talked with one of the creators this week. So check that out right here on Rob has a podcast YouTube channel. And Mike Bloom and I talk reality and scripted TV with your favorite reality TV contestants. So check out TV for Real on the We Know Scripted TV feed. It's YouTube and where you get your podcast. So for everything else, just follow me on Twitter at funsize_04. Oh, and a really if you stayed this long, we got the Jet Lag crew to watch Big Brother. So we're gonna have a special presentation on Friday where people that have never seen Big Brother are gonna be talking about it. And they're gonna be talking about the first 2 episodes live. So y'all, Peanut Gallery, I need y'all in the chat. Just know that.
Oh yeah, I'll be there for that one because this is the premiere week of Big Brother, Sasha. Yes, and I will be on the Thursday night episode recap to talk about the second night of the 2-night premiere, and so hopefully everybody tunes in. But please tune into that special presentation with the Jet Lag crew.
Yeah, and we gotta like show off, okay? Like we gotta show them that RHAP, like we got shooters too.
We got shooters because they got a lot of fans, and we ain't no slouches, and so we're gonna be there to support.
Yeah, and it's people that haven't seen it, so be nice. But still, it's gonna be really, I think, really funny to get all of their reactions. So check that out. Be there, and thank you everyone for being here. Bye.